Midnight on a college campus. At the end of a dark third-floor corridor sits a library that hasn't been opened in over a decade. The air here is thick with the scent of rotting paper, and the administration has made it clear, standing near this door is strictly forbidden. The fear is rooted in a specific incident from 12 years ago. A junior librarian was found unconscious inside the room during a night shift. He claimed something was calling his name and watching him work. He quit the next day. The college's solution was total containment. They locked the doors, threatened students who asked questions with immediate disciplinary action. No warning signs were posted. They simply enforced a policy of silence. This strategy of institutional silence actually fed the panic it was meant to stop. By sealing the room and banning the subject, the college turned a single unexplained event into a permanent inherited mythology for every new class. While most students accept the campus dread, Abhay sees a logical flaw. His grandfather was a village tantric who viewed the supernatural through a practical lens, teaching Abhay that fear is often just a reaction to a lack of data. In this framework, anomalies are things to be investigated, not avoided. If something is happening behind that closed door, there is a physical reason for it that can be uncovered. This cycle explains why hauntings persist. A specific trauma occurs, creating an anomaly. Instead of addressing the trauma, the institution covers it up, solidifying generational fear. Breaking this cycle requires bypassing the cover-up entirely, entering the library for direct observation. Investigation is the only way to replace a student body's blind terror with actual evidence. Abhay, a few classmates, and paranormal researcher Dr. Siddharth Mehta eventually breach the library. They arrive at night with a suite of sensors to track changes in the physical environment. On the first night, EMF meters record a massive spike in electromagnetic frequency the moment they cross the threshold. By the second night, every digital camera and mobile phone in the room is instantly drained to 0% battery, regardless of prior charge. This is followed by physical displacement. Books fall from the shelves on their own, and audio recorders capture the sound of low, distorted whispering. The escalation peaks on the third night. Before the team even enters, they find the heavy reading tables and chairs have been violently flipped and scattered across the floor. The temperature drops drastically. An immediate sense of hostility, forcing them to abandon equipment and leave the building. The data suggests that the investigation itself changed the entity's behavior. By attempting to measure the environment, the team inadvertently provoked the anomaly into a more aggressive, active state. The aggression didn't stop once they left. The activity breached the third floor and began affecting the rest of the campus. Uninvolved students started reporting anomalies. They heard disembodied crying in the halls and saw tall shadow figures standing in dormitory windows late at night. The administration's response was a second attempt at suppression. They confronted Abhay's team and threatened them with expulsion to try and reassert control over the campus narrative. The scientific approach had succeeded in proving the anomaly was real, but it lacked the tools to actually resolve the situation. Realizing they are out of their depth, Dr. Siddharth brings in Satyadev Baba. The approach shifts from measuring physical data to treating the anomaly as a conscious, trapped individual. Upon entering the library, Baba identifies the entity's violent output as a direct reflection of deep, paralyzing anger rather than a simple desire to harm. He sets up a ritual using salt lines and mantras, attempting to stabilize the environment enough to establish communication, despite the freezing temperature of the room. Moving toward a resolution required looking past the physical measurements to find the emotional core of the haunting. The breakthrough appears on the digital recorder. The jagged static smooths out, revealing a clear, intelligible voice. The spirit explains that she has been bound to the room against her will for 20 years. She was a librarian working at the college 2 decades ago, during a period the current administration refused to discuss. She revealed that she had been murdered by a professor who wanted to cover up a professional mistake. To protect the college's reputation, the administration at the time chose to frame her death as a suicide. Baba performs the necessary final rites, acknowledging her death and releasing the spirit. Instantly, the EMF meters and audio recorders return to their baseline. Peace returned to the library. This result didn't come from better locks or stricter rules, but from finally exposing a truth that had been suppressed for 20 years. The haunting ended when the silence did. By uncovering the specific injustice of the librarian's death, Abhay and his team proved the only way to truly clear the air is to confront the history an institution is too afraid to face.